Those clips are exactly why this story exploded online. Gina Tew's name started circulating after she opened up about living with HIV/AIDS, and from that moment, the internet turned her situation into a full-blown guessing game. The dangerous part is this. Gina herself has said she did not have confirmed proof of who exposed her. But because she had been linked to celebrity circles, people immediately started digging through old interviews, old rumors, and old industry stories. And once Diddy's legal trouble became public, fans began trying to connect Gina's story to the wider conversation around celebrity parties, paid companions, and private hotel room events. To be clear, there was no public court finding proving that Diddy gave Gina HIV, and no reliable public record confirms Diddy's HIV status. That part remains online speculation. But the reason people kept talking is because several lawsuits and trial reports around Diddy described a party culture where alcohol, drugs, adult workers, and secrecy were allegedly all mixed together. Gina's story hit so hard because she did not present it like gossip. She looked sick, scared, and exhausted. She talked about hospital visits, her body breaking down, and how late the diagnosis came. And when someone survives something that serious, then later hears a celebrity connected to her past casually discussing STDs or risky behavior, the internet is going to start asking questions. The story became less about one rumor and more about a bigger fear. How many people in entertainment were moving recklessly behind closed doors while everyone else only saw the red carpets? What makes Gina's situation even more disturbing is how long she says her body was warning her before she got real answers. According to what she has shared publicly, she dealt with serious symptoms, hospital visits, weakness, weight loss, and medical confusion before doctors finally identified what was happening. By the time she spoke out, this was not just a celebrity rumor anymore. This was a woman saying her health had crashed to a terrifying point, and that is where the timeline starts getting messy. Gina originally did not name one person. She did not come out with a clean accusation, a confirmed timeline, and a stack of receipts. What she said was more complicated. She said she had been with a celebrity man for years, she had feelings involved, and something she later saw in an interview made her look back at the past differently. That detail alone made social media lock in. From there, people started matching her clues to different famous men. Some fans pointed toward Diplo because of other allegations and legal disputes already attached to his name. Others dragged Diddy into the conversation because his federal case had already put a spotlight on alleged private parties, paid adult encounters, and what prosecutors called freak-off events. But again, suspicion is not proof. Gina did not publicly confirm a name in that clip, and no court has ruled that either man transmitted HIV to her. Still, the emotional weight of the story is real. She was not just talking about embarrassment or internet drama. She was talking about losing pieces of her life, her body, her peace, and her trust. So when she said one interview made her wonder if a specific celebrity from her past was responsible, people were already waiting to hear every word. After Gina posted that emotional video, the first major name that started getting pushed online was Diplo. And the reason was not random. Diplo, whose real name is Thomas Wesley Pence, has already been involved in public legal battles with women who accused him of sexual misconduct, non-consensual recording, and sharing private material. He has denied wrongdoing. And some of those disputes have had complicated legal outcomes. But the headlines were already out there. Then Shelley August entered the conversation. She claimed she recognized Gina from private material connected to Diplo, and that claim instantly turned a health story into a celebrity scandal. According to Shelley, the moment she connected the faces and the timeline, she panicked because she said she had also been involved with Diplo without protection. Now this is where the story has to be handled carefully. Shelley's claims are allegations. Gina did not publicly confirm Diplo as the person who exposed her to HIV, and being named in online speculation does not equal guilt. But in viral drama culture, once a person with an existing legal history gets connected to a serious health story, the internet does not wait for a courtroom. It starts building timelines, comparing dates, and treating every old clip like evidence. That is exactly what happened here. But Diplo was only one lane of the conversation. The other name people kept circling back to was Diddy. And that happened because the allegations around him had already changed the way fans looked at the entire entertainment industry. In federal filings and trial coverage, prosecutors described private events involving adult workers, travel, substances, hotel rooms, and alleged pressure on women connected to Diddy. Diddy denied the major accusations, and in July 2025, he was acquitted of racketeering and sex trafficking charges, while being convicted on 2 prostitution-related transportation counts. So, legally, the record is mixed. Some serious charges did not stick, but the trial still exposed a dark world of testimony, texts, and alleged private behavior that kept people talking. That is why Gina's story got pulled into the Diddy conversation. Fans looked at her saying she had been vulnerable in New York, dealing with famous men, and trying to survive. Then compared that with the public reporting around Diddy's private events in cities like New York, Los Angeles, Miami, and Las Vegas. Online, people began asking whether someone like Gina could have been pulled into one of those circles during a low point in her life. Again, that is speculation, not confirmed fact. But the theory spread because it fit the atmosphere people were already seeing in the case. Cassie Ventura's testimony and lawsuit also made people pay attention to the health side of these alleged encounters. Reports from the trial described her talking about physical and emotional damage connected to those events. The public also obsessed over details like baby oil and lubricant seized during searches, while asking a darker question. If these parties were as uncontrolled as alleged, what was being done to protect people's health? Then came another layer. The so-called Kim Porter memoir drama. A book claiming to contain Kim Porter's words circulated online with explosive allegations, but her children, people close to the family, and Diddy's attorney publicly rejected it as fake and offensive. Amazon later removed the book after the dispute, so any claim from that source has to be treated as highly questionable. Still, online commentators mixed that disputed book with old Usher herpes lawsuit headlines from 2017, and suddenly a new wave of rumors started forming around Diddy, Usher, STDs, and hidden industry secrets. That is how internet scandals snowball. A real lawsuit here, a disputed book there, an old headline somewhere else, and suddenly fans are connecting stories that may not actually be legally connected. Then, another civil claim added fuel. A man identified as John Doe reportedly sued Diddy and alleged he contracted HIV after being drugged and assaulted at an afterparty connected to a 2014 event. Reporting on that lawsuit also noted that Doe did not definitively identify Combs as the person who assaulted him. Diddy's side has broadly denied sexual assault allegations. But because HIV was mentioned in that lawsuit, people immediately dragged Gina's name back into the conversation. And sitting over all of this was Katt Williams. Katt had already gone viral for saying he turned down huge money to protect his integrity and for warning that powerful men in entertainment were going to be exposed. So, when fans heard Gina's story, saw Diddy's case, and remembered Katt's comments, they treated it like one big warning that had been hiding in plain sight. Whether that proves anything is a different question. But for the internet, the timing was enough to make the whole story feel bigger than one person. Katt Williams later kept the same energy in interviews, making it clear that when he talked about powerful people in entertainment, he was not just throwing out random jokes for attention. He positioned himself like somebody who had been around enough rooms, seen enough behavior, and decided he was not going to protect the image of the industry anymore. And that is why his Diddy comments hit so differently after everything that followed. When Katt talked about staying alert at celebrity parties and watching who was really in the room, fans connected that to the lawsuits, the trial testimony, the alleged private events, and now, Gina's unresolved health story. To them, it sounded like Katt had been hinting for years that the glossy Hollywood version was only the front door, and the real story was happening somewhere deeper inside. But here is the line that matters. Rumors about someone's HIV status should never be treated like proven fact. HIV is a serious medical condition, and modern treatment can allow people to live long lives while also reducing transmission risk when viral load is undetectable. So, the issue is not about shaming anyone for a diagnosis. The issue is consent, honesty, power, and whether vulnerable people were protected or exploited in these celebrity spaces. That is why Gina's story still has people arguing. Some believe her unnamed celebrity clue points toward Diddy. Others think Diplo fits the timeline better. Some think the internet is forcing pieces together without enough proof. But one thing is clear. After Diddy's legal fallout, Katt's warnings, Diplo's lawsuits, and Gina's own painful testimony, fans are no longer looking at industry party culture the same way. So now the question is, was Gina's story connected to one of these powerful men? Or did the internet take a tragic health battle and turn it into a guessing game? Drop your thoughts below, because this one is messy, sensitive, and far from simple.